Alright, hello you crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite and welcome back to Harvest December. So, it is time for combat in May, and considering how much arguing there has been between characters so far, I think a month named after actual combat is going to be interesting. So, Maui, the god of our neighboring town, opened his tiny mouth. Oh, so we're seeing this guy again. What the crap is that? A sweet rice cake. Okay. That's interesting. Hello Maui, how are you doing? It's really sweet. The evenings were getting longer in Tagami town, because it's May. I nodded at him, noticing how the color of the sunset tinted his cheeks. This particular hue of the evenings in May reminded me Sakura season was over. Okay? No more cherry blossoms. I turned into the voices nearby. Yuzuho, Tayama, and Mayuri Yusuji were walking next to Maui, quarreling about something again. I walked a half a step behind them, trying to catch up on the conversation I had left a while ago. The topic had changed from issues in the student council to casual chatter. I mean, Mayuri can't go 5 minutes without getting into a fight with somebody, you know? Come to think of it, I was spending my time too leisurely for a student that was taking the entrance examinations this year. As my thoughts trailed off again, Mayuri scolded me for not listening. I laughed at her accurate observation. It's against the school rules to buy food and eat it on the way home. It was on sale. That's no excuse, and I'm against spoiling a child by buying him anything he wants. Did Mizuho Nene-sama do something bad? Don't look at me so innocently like that. Mayuri put her hand on her forehead as if she were about to faint. Lay it on, Mizuho pressed. Marui's the one in the wrong because Marui asked for this. If you have to punish someone, please punish Marui, not Mizuho Nene-sama. Marui insisted as he hugged the rice cake to his chest. I'm in the right because I'm trying to abide by the law, but why do I feel so bad? I'm not wrong, Mayuri began to agonize. Nene-sama, Mayuri-sama looks like he's in pain. Because we're so outlaw. I decided to cut in. Yusuji, you allowed it to happen because it was Marui that asked for it. Kono-senpai, what if it was Toyama that wanted to eat it? I'd give her hell calculating finances as punishment. That you're the treasurer, why me? I've made it my life's goal to turn you into a paperwork machine. Ha, I like how her mouth just opens right there. I demand my human rights. You can try to resist, but I'll make you obey. Oh god. The way Mizuho despaired was so similar to her brother Kohai. I was just trying to make a point that you're more human than you think, despite being such a martinet. You make me sound like some sort of prison guard. Prison guard? I'd say you've still got far to go. Are you suggesting I would become a guard in a mental asylum? Mayuri smirked. She was a girl that wore a villainous smile well. What do you all mean? We mean you've got to be aware of the decisions you make, Marui. Yusuji, I'm going to take one too if you don't mind. Take what? This. I pressed a rice cake to her lips. Now you're a partner in crime. I smirked the way she did. She looked surprised for an instant, but then gave me a grudging look. You owe me one, she grouched in a muffled voice. Then she took the rice cake from my hands. Our fingers touched for a brief moment, and I found myself thinking about her small hands. Then I thought about how ideals are all in your head, and how far-stretched reality can be in comparison. I need water already. I don't know why reading this makes me need to drink water, considering that it's not that much more talking than I usually do in commentary. Anyway, and so another fall to the dark side. Why are you speaking like story time? Mayuri took her time to finish her rice cake. I thought you'd pig out real fast. I'm not like our head of council. Oi, what was that supposed to mean? What I meant was, I would have expected you to demolish any evidence you were breaking the school rules as fast as possible. Mayuri took a moment to consider my point. Her left cheek was slightly curved from the mouthful she just took. I wonder why, Mayuri said. She didn't finish her sentence. It never crossed my mind. I kept quiet while she gathered her thoughts. I guess it's just because it's my first time doing this with somebody. Is it good? I hate to admit it, but yes, she smiled. Don't get me wrong, I'm only doing this because you made me, Kono-senpai. And what if I made you do it again? I wouldn't know whether I could resist. She turned away, blushing. Hey, do I sense some innuendo going around here? By the way, I haven't had any rice cake yet. Nene-sama, there's one left here for you. Great, I'll just have that. I'll take that. Shiro snatched the last rice cake away. No! Yum yum yum. Eating seasonal foods is as good as it gets. Oh dear. Madoe blinked his large round eyes in surprise. That was the last one, you beast! Not too far from the truth. Shiro grinned as she wiggled her ears above her head. I just now noticed. Oh, I can't go back pictures in the log, can I? But I just now noticed that Shiro has, dog ears. Like, I've been reading this for how long now? And I just now noticed that. This is like halfway through the entire story. Anyway, Shiro-sama. Mayuri placed her palms together and bowed. I'm impressed. Lately, the young ones don't know how to show respect to a god. I think it's because it's not a part of common practice anymore. That's true, but to someone like me, that makes their powers known, Shiro's eyes flashed gold. Madoe gulped. You're saying that with red bean paste stuck on the side of your mouth. Mizuho took out her handkerchief and scrubbed Shiro's face. Hey, do it gently, that's what I call disrespectful. There are people that deserve proper treatment, and those that don't. But I'm a god! Where's that kimono girl? She's got special classes, I replied. Yuki Tawada was in training to prepare for her future role as the head of the Tawada Empire. She mentioned that she didn't have as many classes to attend as she used to now that she was older, but still, she had a number that she regularly took. I heard she has Naginata practice today. I really hope she doesn't get any stronger than she is now. Kono-senpai, you don't look like the type that wants to contain your wife physically. She's not my wife, I just meant I don't want any more cuts and bruises to get any worse. You give her a reason, Masaki-san. But you're in the wrong, senpai. It's your own fault. They all agreed on that. Shiro, who is carrying... the wolf, who was carrying Shiro on his back, pattered over to lick my palm. Rough. I really feel for you, brother. My shoulders slumped. So, God of Sakashima, how have you been doing? You're worried about Madoe's well-being? I do have your powers in my custody after all. I wouldn't want you to drop dead and lose it. Madoe goes back to Sakashima now and then, so Madoe is okay. Good. Take care of yourself. That girl next to you is also from Sakashima, so someday you will have to protect her. The resident god, right? Yeah. The resident god of Tagami said pompously. Madoe simply nodded obediently. Also, Shiro stuck out a hand towards Madoe. I want more. You're asking for seconds. God. Tochigami expects so much from her people despite the fact that she doesn't provide any law and order in return. You want law and order? Ask for one of the monotheistic gods for that. Ask one of the monotheist gods for that. Well, you got any more? That was the last one. Madoe pointed at his empty box. I'm still hungry. I'm gonna go rip some food off of the people. She wasn't even going to hide her extortion. Let's go, wolf. Woof. What am I, to be an accomplice in all her wrongdoings? Yeah, basically. That was too philosophical to answer. Shiro walked towards the center of the road and crouched, readying himself to sprint. Shiro-sama, that's dangerous. What was that? The country road was so isolated there wasn't even a pedestrian crossing, but in the evenings it did get some traffic. I just realized, I need to check real quick. Am I recording my computer audio? Oh good, I am. Because I've recorded a lot of Harvest December since the last time I changed my recording settings, and if I had forgotten to switch it over from microphone audio to computer audio, that would be problematic. Anyway, I'm a god. I'm not afraid of cars. They can't harm me. In fact, I'd run them down before they touch me, so no worries. See you later, guys. Wolf leaped forward to make their exit. Whoa, that's quite a picture. A car sped on by and hit them smack on. Holy Shiro and the wolf were flung high up into the sky. Shiro landed on her face and slid across the road with her lower body raised up like a prawn. Friction finally slowed her down to a stop, and she fell backwards after scraping her face on the asphalt for approximately 20 yards. The dry crunch of her body hitting the ground was horrific. Mayuri breathed in disbelief. We were all stunned. What did we just witness? Our brains and bodies froze, unable to process the situation. Damn it, she's still alive. A woman in a business suit kicked the car door open and climbed out. Her eyes were bloodshot and she was breathing hard. She assessed Shiro from afar, cautious not to get too close. Nene-sama. She's alive? Really? Nene-sama? Mizuho parroted as she pointed to herself, unsure if she had just been addressed. Madoe wasn't looking at her, but straight ahead. The woman in the suit turned her head. Her glare was so ferocious, Mizuho began to tremble. The woman froze. Madoe? She mouthed. Then, Madoe! She charged forward toward Madoe and knocked him over. Before he could hit the ground, she rolled and lifted him above her head. You are alright? Are you hungry? Are you hurt? How long have you been... Run-ons. She began rubbing her face against him. We weren't sure how to react. You've got snot on your face. That's improper for a woman of your age, Miura commented eventually. The woman didn't seem to realize she had company, however. Ow, Nene-sama, you're hurting me! Ow! Madoe! Madoe! In fact, she wasn't listening at all. Excuse me, I said loudly, interrupting their touching reconciliation. Madoe, you good boy, I know you've been trying your best to keep Todo-sama's promise, but I assure you, I'll set everything right and... Huh? She finally looked our way. There was a string of snot connecting her to Madoe's cheek. I did not need to know that. She placed Madoe gently on the ground. Then she took out a handkerchief and wiped both their faces. She coughed once. And you are? Her sudden proper conduct did nothing to restore her image. You just called her Nene-sama, Mizuho cut in unsurely. This is Mayuri Nene-sama. Madoe looked a bit uncomfortable with the drying snot on his cheek. Seriously, guys, details. We don't need to know that. Huh? But you said your parents... Nene-sama isn't dead. What? You mean people think I'm dead now? No! She began despairing. She had a dramatic personality, to say the least. She abruptly stopped and coughed again. You must be the people that have been taking care of Madoe while I was away. You don't need to pretend to be normal anymore. Just be yourself. I don't know what you're talking about. She looked slightly embarrassed. I didn't think anybody from a different land would cooperate and show understanding to Madoe. He's painfully shy. You all must be extremely kind, empathetic people. If I hadn't known better, I would have thought her a decent, dignified human being. She held out her hand. I can only offer you my friendship now, but I shall return to properly express my thanks later. The woman named Mayoi. So it's basically Madoe with a Y instead of a D. If she was Madoe's sister, it meant that she was a god of Sakashima as well. Since she was able to stand on Tagami grounds, I assumed she was similar to Ao Tagami, that she didn't inherit many godly powers and was not bound to the land. The woman standing before me behaved just like any other human being, and I did not detect a trace of superiority. What's the matter? Is my friendship unwelcome? I was just surprised. So was I. I reached out to accept her handshake. Maybe we should do this later. Her outstretched hand formed a fist. To think I didn't sense you. Stand back. The god of Tagami slowly rose from the ground. The dirt and small stones caught on her clothes and skin trembled and fell. My ears prickled at the pit-pattering of tiny debris falling on the asphalt. That sound! Mayuri covered her ears. I keep saying Mayuri, but I think it's Mayoi. Oh, that is Mayuri. The student, not the big sister. All sound vanished from the air. I could feel the wind rushing through the air. Shiro was crouched with his fangs exposed as if he was snarling. There was proof of movement, but there was no sound. Instead, a high-pitched ring sliced through our ears. I knew that this was a reference tone our brains emitted constantly. It was the sound we were... Oh, I know what he's talking about. Like the expression ringing in your ears, kind of? Or a loud silence. If you know that feeling. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. Anyway, it was the sound we were all familiar with when we were in closed environments. It was proof that we were functioning properly like a sonar. This was the sound of silence. We were listening to the sound of a god. I would be dead if I were a human. Yeah, you probably would be. The god walked toward us slowly. Her loyal wolf followed behind. Well, it would have been too easy if you really did just die then. Mayoi? It's harder to say than Madoe. Mayoi said as she held her arms out to protect us. We could tell her body was tense, but she wasn't afraid. Who are you? The sister god of Sakashima, Mayoi. I have come to hunt the wolf of Tagami, to keep my promise with my father. That's... Mizuho whispered. What do you think you are? Did you, like your brother, forget every rule and boundary between us gods? Shiro's powers were directed towards Mayoi now. It was overwhelming. I am able to draw infinite energy from the land I stand on. And you? The fact that you roam free tells me that you are free of your powers as well. Powers of pop-up can go away now. Sorry, I just got distracted. The fact that you roam free tells me that you are free of your powers as well. And you think you can hunt me? Shiro took a step forward. The asphalt under her feet cracked in silence before dissolving into dust. It's getting chilly, Mizuho whispered. Her breath misted. Shiro sapped all the energy in the air, leaving it cold and dry. I felt cold and fear slowly spread through my body. Which reminds me, it's getting towards summer. What's Shiro gonna do in the summer? Because she likes the cold, but summer is decidedly not cold. Unless we're far north enough that it does get cold in the summer. I don't know. Unlike you, I haven't just wasted my time playing around for the past 100 years. So you've come prepared. Shiro grinned, showing her white teeth. She had fangs like the wolf's. Mayoi seemed to be in awe, but she was not afraid. She kept her poise. I have traveled through countless lands, studied every myth and legend, just to find a way to destroy you. You borrowed knowledge from the humans. You, a god, would stoop so low as to beg for information from those below you. You speak with the arrogance of the Almighty. I may, but bringing yourself down to a mortal's level will destroy you nonetheless. Perhaps it is so for you, since you are bound to these lands. It would disrupt your order and stain your authority. However, my powers are weak. Therefore, I chose to make my freedom my weapon. Mayoi slipped a hand into her suitcase. A god can be slain by a god slayer, and I have the means with me now. Dance all you want. Show me what you've got. Your arrogance will be your doom. She pulled out a weapon. Alright. Secret weapon, lyrical pistol version 6. Oh my god, is dying marked 92F. And that punctuation at the end should be italicized. We all froze. Shiro's smile was still pasted on her face. A slight gap opened between Shiro's fangs. I didn't know what to say. Mizuho looked just as confused. Then Mayuri, ever the first one to notice the details, spoke. That's a chopstick gun, isn't it? That's the first time I've ever seen a real one in my life, I said dazedly. City boy, Mizuho scoffed, but she just had dropped her jaw. Mizuho Nene-sama, Manoi wants to learn to make one too. Ingredients: disposable chopsticks, rubber bands, the pure, innocent heart of adolescence we've all long lost. That is all. And there, I want to see that picture again. Come on. Is there a way... Oh, come on, stop that. Is there a way to open the log and show pictures? No? Oh well. And there we had a woman in her late 20s to early 30s wearing a business suit, proudly pointing the chopstick toy at Shiro with the intention to intimidate. She looked supremely confident. Is this a joke? Shiro had all right to be angry. I see you're in awe of my secret weapon. It took me 30 years to perfect, so I shall give you a demonstration. Kasumi! Mayoi... God, it is gonna be hard to get those names straight. Waved the chopstick gun once, and a small squirrel hopped onto her shoulder. Madoe was wondering where Kasumi went, so she went with you, Nene-sama. I recalled reading about the god of Sakashima having an animal familiar in the documents we looked through during the events in January. So it was a squirrel. It opened its mouth and began to talk. Hey, Steve, what do you have for me today? That is an odd drawing of a squirrel. They began to speak in overly enthusiastic tones similar to an infomercial.
Hey. I'm so glad you asked, Jennifer. Today we're introducing a revolutionary product, the Lyrical Pistol version 6. Oh my god, is dying mark 92F. Mayuri said in a deep man's voice. Oh wow, it looks so stylish, but what can it do? Ha ha ha, so much, Jennifer, so much. I can't wait to tell you. The lyrical pistol, etc. was crafted from my knowledge of a legendary chopstick gunsmith, Iboke Ihima, 92 years old, who lives in the rural areas of Japan. We stole his technique by watching him secretly through a window. So it looks like a high-risk, high-return job. Corporate spies must be green with envy. I suppose it has many exquisite qualities. But of course, every inch of the wood is covered with anti-god runes, so the wood was secretly cut from the sacred tree. Even the rubber was made from sap secretly extracted from another sacred tree for 20 years, and after countless experiments we have crafted it to have the durability and flexibility to stretch 100 meters without breaking. So blasphemous it's thrilling. But I wonder, from cutting down all these sacred trees, wouldn't the user get cursed? We've got you covered with the whole year's money-to-back guarantee. Look here, look at the grip here. There is a secret curse carved into that reads, "Don't curse me. If you curse me, I'll curse you back" in God letters to provide you with the extra protection. But wait. What? Tell me. There's more! Order now and receive not 10, not 20, but 20 extra rubber bands to go with your lyrical pistol, etc. Oh my god, why? Now you'll be able to use it anytime, any place without worry you'll run out. Thank you so much, Steve. I'm gonna order right away. No problem. Hurry to the phone, folks. The offer's available only while supplies last. Her white teeth twinkled, reflecting the sunlight.
We all kept our stunned silence. She coughed once. As you can see, it's a spectacular instrument. No cower in fear in its presence. At its presence. Why is an excellent question right now. Why is it that people like boasting about their product specs? Because it's kind of full of dreams, I guess. Men. They're both women, actually. It took me 100 years to come this far. Now you'll all suffer my wrath. Nene-sama. Maruhi trotted towards Mayuri in a happy gait. Not now, Maruhi. Never disturb a man's fight. They're both women, really. Everything is okay. Maruhi, have you forgotten about our promise to father? I'm here to fix things. Or have you been influenced to think otherwise? I've got the power back. Mayuri stiffened. The sound of the wind rushed back into my ears. Then why are you here? If you really did have your powers back, why wouldn't you wouldn't be able to step over the boundary and... The power is with Shiro-sama now. I'm taking care of it. She'll give it back any time if Maruhi asks for it. That means... Mayuri opened and closed her mouth like a fish. Mayuri... Really? Mayuri shook her head sadly. Huh? Mizuho didn't get it. That means all of these years, my determination to leave Maruhi here and look for a solution, my hard work, everything. It was all... It was all for nothing. Shiro drove the knife right in. Mayoi Nene-sama? Maruhi pulled at Mayuri's sleeve worriedly since she had it frozen completely. Then... This can't be for real! Halfway, her scream was cut off. And then... Foo. The goddess Sakashima Mayuri promptly fainted with her eyes peeled white while she frothed at the mouth. Nene-sama, Nene-sama. And here's the intro. And again, I really hope that this song doesn't get, like, copyright and blocked in the United States like some song from Bravely Second did, because I really don't feel like having to go back and re-edit this.